Together. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Schrock Innovations presents the Midwest's #1 independent computer repair company with service centers in Lincoln, Omaha, Papillion, and across the country via the Schrock desk. This is Compute This.
Good morning, folks, and welcome into Compute This. My name is Thor Schrock, and I am the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. We've got 3 service centers that are open and working right now in the middle of a pandemic. Yes, it's kind of essential when, you're working from home and your computer blows up and you need it fixed, right? Or you need a new computer. We had a woman in the service center this weekend who has a laptop where, the W key doesn't work on the keyboard, and she's doing medical transcription from home. And, I don't know how many W's you type in medicine prescriptions, but she needed a new keyboard replaced, and, it's going to take weeks to get it here. And in the meantime, we found some workarounds for her with some USB keyboard and mice sets and things like that we can get her back up and running in the meantime. But it's pretty crazy out there. So the service centers are all open. Of course, we are not open on Easter Sunday. But when we put the signs up in the door, we thought, everyone's got a sign on their door that says they're closed now, right? So the lovely Kimberly was like a little cheeky. She puts in there, but we'll be back tomorrow on the sign, but we'll be open on Monday. So we are closed on Easter Sunday, but we will reopen Monday for regular business. The number to join us on the program today is 888-250-2091. And as we do every week, we'll be doing a drawing for a $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate, good for anything your heart desires over at the service center. There's a few things you might be interested in over there right now, by the way. In Lincoln, we are located just south of Pine Lake Road off 14th and Pine Lake there. In Omaha, 168th and Burke, across the street from the Village Point Mall. Parking lot empty. And it's so creepy. Drive through Village Point. It's so creepy. There's nobody there, and you can park in front of any door you want. It's just weird. And in Papillion, 84th and Highway 370 in Midlands Place over there as well. And of course, if you are sitting around today, with nothing to do, which, is pretty much like every day, no, if you are interested in anything we talk about on the program today, you can find almost everything at Schrock on our website at SchrockInnovations.com. Typically, I try to make these shows a blend of information and entertainment. And of course, we're a business. We have people that we need to pay. So I do have some salesy stuff in there. There's a little bit more salesy stuff that I would like this week, but I promise I'm going to keep it as brief as I can. The first one that's probably the most time sensitive is the big update that's coming out from Microsoft this month. Another week has gone by now in April. Yes, you can mark it off if you're doing ticks on the prison wall. You can you can mark them off. Another week is gone. But basically, that means that there's only 2 weeks left in which we're going to receive this update from Microsoft for your computer. And this one is a big one. What I'm talking about is the 2004, the 2004 feature update. The way that the dating works on this, the 20 is the year. It's coming out in 2020. And the 04 is the month, which of course is April. So this update is scheduled to release April of 2020. Microsoft has not announced any plans to delay it, although they usually end up delaying them because they can't get them out in time. But my guess is everybody's got nothing but time right now to make sure they work. With that said, the previous update lulled a lot of people into a false sense of security. The last one went off without a hitch for almost everybody. And the reason that happened is it didn't really do anything. The update was it was an update to prepare your computer for the real update, which is this one. This one is massive. It is going to change the way your icons look in some cases. If you don't already have the new Edge browser, you're going to have it after this update. It's literally, and one of the things to pay attention, if you use Microsoft Edge, this happened to my mom. She didn't know her Amazon password. And so she's trying to order stuff, and then she got an update to her computer that replaced that Edge browser with the new version. It looks kind of like a multicolored globe, but it's actually a stylized E. It's really weird. But anyway, it looks like an art major made that icon. But Microsoft is going to change some of our icons to reduce our cognitive load. It's going to make it easier for us because these icons are too complex right now, and we recognizing them takes too much brain power. So if we just change them all and make them more recognizable, you'll actually use less brain power. Wait a minute. So So anyway, they are going to do that anyway. And when they did that to my mom, when they replaced her Edge browser, it blew up all of her saved passwords. So there are going to be people with this update that end up having a really, really serious problem with their computer, whether it is a problem from the update malfunctioning and causing the computer to not reboot. Imagine you're working from home this month and you go to bed on a Monday night and you wake up on a Tuesday morning and your computer is just black screened, or your computer just keeps rebooting over and over and over again, or your computer's just sitting there, but your icons are all gone, your programs are all gone, and your data is all gone. But it's still just sitting there like, hey, welcome to the new version of Windows. You don't have anything. I'm describing to you real problems that happen to people every single time these updates happen. They tend to hit the same people every time. That's why so many customers at Schrock, we had people coming in, and the same people came in month or, update after update after update, because these come out every 6 months. And when they'd come into the service center, they were mad. And understandably so. Every 6 months, they're coming into my service center and handing me two Benjamin Franklins to get their computer back up and running again because the update screwed it up. And they want to know, can I opt out of the updates? And unfortunately, the answer is no, you can't. Can I call Microsoft and tell them what I think about this? Unfortunately, no, you can't. And you could put your comment on the internet along with everyone else's, but it isn't going to matter. So there's literally, as a consumer, nothing you can do. Well, I can use a different operating system. You could try that, but then when you're working from home and they try to give you Microsoft Office for a desktop, and you say, I need the Mac version or I need the Linux there is no Linux version. But yes, I know there are other programs like LibreOffice you can use that will mimic Microsoft Office, but then you get into that game where you have a whole bunch of other programs stitched together to mimic the functions of everything else, and you quickly become your chief information officer's most favorite person in the world. And in an environment where literally we have people coming in with broken computers and we're telling them that, hey, we can fix it within 24 hours. And they're saying, if you can't fix it same day, I just need to buy a new computer. Because if I don't show up for the 8 a.m. meeting tomorrow morning, I'll lose my job. They'll furlough me. And that's the world right now. So wow, right? I mean, so it's our responsibility to keep everything running right. And I'm telling you that 20% of the computers that install this update in the next 2 weeks are going to fail. So 20% of the people listening to me right now are going to have some kind of problem. The update will try to apply itself in some cases over and over and over again, which, isn't the end of the world. Your computer's still usable, right? But every time it tries to apply the update, your computer's down for literally an hour or more, depending on what kind of hard drive you have. It's really not a pleasant situation. So this update is coming out this month. I would encourage you to take a look at our website at schrockinnovations.com, click on Shop and Specials, and take a look at Safe Upgrade. Safe Upgrade, which is a different product from Secure Updater. Some people get the two confused because they both start with S and they both have a U in them. So if you create an acronym, they're both SU, right? But Secure Updater is different from Safe Upgrade. Safe Upgrade is a product that we made because all these angry customers coming into our shop didn't have anyone to yell at but us. And it wasn't our fault, and they knew it wasn't our fault. But when there's that much anger in a room, it finds a target. You know what I mean? And we don't like our customers to have experiences in our service centers where they're yelling at us. We don't like to have experiences like that either. So we created Safe Upgrade, a program that's designed to safely install these major Microsoft feature updates on your computer every 6 months for you. You do have to buy a new one for each update. So if you've purchased one in the past, in other words, if you purchased the spring version, the fall version from September, that would have been 1903 or 1909, 2019 month 9, September of 19. If you purchase that one and ran it on your computer, that one will not work for version 2004. You have to buy the new one for 2004, which is available on our website at schrockinnovations.com. If you are not comfortable making online purchases on a website, you can call us in the service centers, of course, not on Easter Sunday, but you can call us on any other day and we will go ahead and do the purchase over the phone for you. You still have to have an email account and internet access and everything like that so we can set up your Schrock account, but we can get you taken care of. Number one, I would encourage you to take a look at these, at the option to get Safe Upgrade. You do get a warranty with it. So if Safe Upgrade can't install the update for you, if something's not working right, we will help you basically. We'll get in on the Schrock desk, figure out exactly what's going on, and make sure that everything is looking good. On the second hand, if something goes wrong that requires you to bring it into the service center, Safe Upgrade is a do-it-yourself at-home product. If you need help, we're willing to help you over the Schrock desk in your home. So this it's like this product was made for social distancing, which I hate that. Shouldn't it be anti-social distancing? Like social distancing and anti-social distancing. I mean, I bet some focus group somewhere said, don't say antisocial. That's people will have a negative connotation for antisocial. But this product was made for social distancing. You don't have to bring it into the service center. We don't have to send a tech to you. In most cases, it works just fine. It works on home. It works on pro. I do have one customer who runs pro and it never works. He buys it every time and it never works. And he goes, I don't even know why I buy it anymore, because every time it doesn't work, I have to call you. I may as well just call you and have you do it over the Schrock desk. He's a special case. I don't know why it doesn't work on his, but it's the only one in the world it doesn't work on. But basically, if you have trouble, we'll help you over the Schrock desk. But if something is really wrong, in other words, we call it Safe Upgrade. So the reason why ours prevents problems is because it won't install if it's going to blow up your world, right? That's the whole point of a safe upgrade. We don't call it sure upgrade. We call it safe upgrade. So if there is a problem that it's not installing, or it detects that it's going to cause a problem if it does install on your computer, it's going to tell you to bring it into the service center. Now, right now, we are doing contactless pickup and drop-off. We can get it in, we can pick it up for you, or you could just bring it in, and it is an upcharge of $30 to have a technician do the upgrade on the bench, which is the normal price you pay. You're not out anything for trying Safe Upgrade. You're actually potentially saving yourself $30. So do check it out, SchrockInnovations.com. Click on Shop and Specials. Take a look at Safe Upgrade. You do need one copy for each computer you want to update. So yes, you need one copy for each computer, and it can't be the one you bought last time, because that one will install the wrong version of Windows, right? We don't want to have that happen. All right, moving on. One of the challenges that we had, I talked about this in the Aftershock last week, was what we were going to do with the ultimate upgrade sale. And we're going to talk about that on the program here today. We are going to have it. Do you have a computer sale in an environment where Target is canceling all clearance because they don't want you to come to the stores? I don't know. I mean, you should see the amount of Lysol we're going through. It's crazy. But, we're not Target. That's the other thing. We have a small showroom. I mean, it's not like, we're the Mart and everyone's sitting on our couches and then we have to get up and, it's not like that. We have two wooden chairs up front. We don't make them comfortable on purpose. So you're not supposed to stay. You're supposed to come in, get your business done, and then go. But we're going to talk about that on the program here as well. Also, coming up on the show, if you missed last week's show, you missed a really good program. So last week, we told you about how the COVID-19 themed malware is wiping people's hard drives. So if it's not enough to have a biological COVID-19, now you've got malware themed after it. To basically try to destroy all of the information on your computer while you work from home. We talked about Zoom bombing. If you haven't heard of this, go back and listen to the show last week. People are just doing the most hilarious and sometimes inappropriate things when they crash other people's live web meetings. We told you also about how hacked webcams can get you video conferencing in no time. This is a big problem. There are no webcams anywhere. You cannot buy webcams anywhere. And so we actually tested these at Schrock. I did a Facebook Live where, now you see, guys, I shave for you on Sunday mornings. You see, there's no quarantine beard here. And then I think we got those cameras in by Tuesday. And then I did a little video in the service center on Tuesday, and the camera was sharp enough that you could see that I hadn't shaved in a day or two. And I was like, yeah, I didn't think about that before I went live. I've got a certain image to maintain, you see. But no, the purpose of the live stream was to demonstrate the cameras, and we did that. It's on our Facebook page, but we'll talk about those on the program here as well. So we took a lot of great calls last week too. So it was a really good show. Coming up on the show today, we now have the only webcams in town. We have 8 more of them that have come into the service center. So I'll tell you all about those. We talked about Zoom bombing last week, but now Zoom is getting sued for all kinds of stuff. And a lot of people are asking, is it safe to use Zoom now? You've got Google banning all of their employees from using it, and you have the New York school system not using Zoom. I mean, if you have kids in school, I mean, your teachers are Zooming with these kids every day in Nebraska. And now in New York, they're saying no more Zooming. It's not safe. And so what's going on here? Is it okay to use Zoom? Should you look for other alternatives like Skype? We're going to tell you what's going on so you can make an informed decision for yourself coming up on the program. Also, did your iPhone or iPad stop working during the pandemic? Perfect timing, right? If that was you, Apple is fixing a lot of devices for free right now, even some devices that are not covered under warranty. So it's an important thing you want to know about. If you have an iDevice that is not working properly, you might be able to get it fixed for free. We're going to tell you how coming up on the show today. And as I mentioned, the Ultimate Upgrade Sale is coming back with a coronavirus twist. Yeah, baby. So basically, if you're new to the program, if you're from Des Moines, maybe you've never heard about the Ultimate Upgrade before, or maybe you're just new to the show. The Ultimate Upgrade is a sale that we do every spring where you trade in your old, tired piece of garbage computer for a new modular computer or solid state laptop. And we give you a discount on the computer. Usually, the way the sale works is we build a special computer. And that special computer and that special laptop are the Ultimate Upgrade laptop and desktop. It's like homecoming king and queen. And the whole point of the Ultimate Upgrade sale is it's a lower cost computer. It's less expensive than our normal computers. And it's kind of the anti-holiday special. The holiday special is the biggest, baddest, bestest of everything you could ask for in a computer, but it's also kind of expensive at $1,500. This one is usually like $450, $499, somewhere in there. So it's much less expensive. But the problem right now is we can't get a lot of these parts. I mean, the only reason that we have parts right now, guys, is because a few weeks before this whole thing came over America, we saw what was happening in China, and I had no idea that the virus would cause the health consequence here that it is. But on the other hand, I did see that it was going to cause a supply chain problem. And so I went ahead and we went out and got an SBA loan, and we bought parts. We bought lots of parts. That's the reason I still have computers in stock, and I still have laptops in stock, and I've got lots of them in stock. So the problem is I can't buy parts for an Ultimate Upgrade computer that are different than the parts I already have because we can't get those parts. But that doesn't mean we can't have an Ultimate Upgrade sale. So what we're going to do this year, guys, is if you're in the market for a new computer, if the one you're using at home to work from home or the one your kids are using for school is not cutting the mustard, you can take a look at a brand new modular computer or solid state laptop either on our website or in the service centers. We have reduced the prices. So the prices on the website are actually lower than the prices that were there yesterday, by up to $100 lower. Now, those prices are assuming you have a trade. And so we put the price underneath that if you don't have a trade. If you're just going to buy one and call it good, you don't want to trade anything in, that's the price. But if you do have a trade in anything, we don't care if it works or doesn't work, you can drop it off in the service center when you pick up your new computer, or we can get it when we deliver your computer, and you can save $100. You can get $100 for that old Hulk in the basement. So definitely check that out. We'll tell you more details on that as well. But we got to take our first break here. 888-250-2091 is the number to join us. Now, when we come back, should you be using Zoom? We're going to tell you what's going on here with Zoom, why they have had some problems, why they're getting sued now, and why major companies like Google and organizations like the New York education system have stopped using Zoom. Should you be using it? We'll tell you coming up next on Compute This.
Today's fragile computers need maintenance more than ever. Your computer needs a maintenance checkup every 6 months to last beyond its 18-month expected lifespan. Every person listening to this broadcast has either experienced data loss or knows someone who has. When you think about it, you have a lot more data stored in many more places than you'd like to admit. Have you downloaded those videos from your phone, backed up the pictures on your iPad, or even tackled that sometimes daunting task of backing up your entire computer's hard drive? Most people just don't back up their stuff. And that's why Schrock Innovations has one of the most advanced data recovery centers in the Midwest. Equipped with the latest DDI data imaging devices, state-of-the-art custom recovery software, and Omaha's best data recovery technicians, Schrock Innovations has a 96.8% success rate when recovering data from damaged hard drives, flash drives, camera cards, and more. We all know we should back up our data, but if you are ever caught in a data loss nightmare, call the experts at Schrock Innovations to get your data back right where it belongs, safe and backed up on a stable hard drive. Compute This pro tip number 753. Have you ever wondered how the bad guys always seem to find a way into your computer? Gone are the good old days of email worms and I love you viruses. Nobody wants to steal your data anymore, or in many cases, even your identity. Today's cyber criminals want to sell access to your computer or hold your data for ransom. The bad guys are exploiting zero-day vulnerabilities to break into systems that are supposed to be hack-proof. These vulnerabilities are always newly discovered, and the criminals have a brief time to exploit them before they get patched. Antivirus and firewalls do not prevent these attacks, but you can minimize your computer's exposure by installing all security patches as quickly as possible. The average computer needs 12 patches a week. That's not including the ones that are automatically delivered to your computer. Boost your cybersecurity by staying on top of it manually, or use a patch installation program like Secure Updater to get your computer the patches it needs. This pro tip is brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back into Compute This. My name's Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. Number to join us on the program this morning is 888-250-2091. We'll also be giving away a $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate to one lucky caller who calls in, drawn at random at the end of the show. All right, so what do we have going on today? We're live right now on Facebook, facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. Facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. I'm glad that the feed is working well because we're using this stupid new feed manager thing from Facebook, the thing that blew our feed a few weeks ago. And yeah, now we're trying to make sure that it's working good, but apparently it is. So that's great. Okay, so Zoom. If you haven't heard of Zoom, Zoom is a video conferencing service. It allows you to pretty easily, it's almost as easy as using the Schrock desk, where you basically send someone a link, they click the link, it says install the Zoom thing, you install the Zoom thing, and then you're in the meeting. Boom, just like that. It's really easy. It's so easy fourth graders can do it. As teachers around the country Zoom and Skype with their parents and the kids and have sessions, and the teachers are exhausted. They're like having like 30 Zoom meetings a day with their kids, basically. So what's the problem? Well, it sounds like great. In fact, Zoom has been deemed critical infrastructure right now. Just like a bridge or a highway or the telephone system, because right now people need to be able to have this kind of web conferencing capability. Well, there was a few missteps. You see, Zoom was never intended. They weren't at a point in their development where they're a publicly traded company, so you'd think they would, but they were not at a point in their development yet where they anticipated the kind of usage load that they were being put under right now. And so everything at Zoom was being directed toward increasing throughput, making sure people could conference, making sure the quality of those conferences was good. I think it's hilarious is when the CEO of Zoom does an interview on Fox Business or something, and then his audio is cutting out or his video is cutting out. I mean, it's like, and I've got to assume he's using Zoom, right? I mean, But my son had to use Zoom for his virtual Court of Honor, which was great. It worked fine. They had their meeting and he got his rank. He's a Star Scout now, so that's pretty cool. But what's the problem? Well, there's a few. The first one that came out was Zoom bombing, and we talked about that last week, where people just crash your meetings. So from a security standpoint, there was no way to prohibit somebody from accessing a meeting if they had the link to download the meeting invite. And so what some kids were doing is, like, if they didn't really want to meet with their teacher that day, they would take the link and then post it on the internet. And then people all around the internet were bored at home, would just join the meeting with the teacher and the student and then yell profanities or, flash inappropriate things or just creepily sit in the background and listen. So that was kind of a security problem, right? You're trying to have a corporate call with earnings or something. And people were like, well, these people aren't posting the link on the internet. That's not some stupid kid doing this. I mean, these are all professionals in a meeting talking about quarterly earnings for a company. They're not leaking the invite link. How is this meeting getting Zoom bombed? It's getting Zoom bombed because Zoom was using a programmatic way of creating the links. So you could actually look at the first legitimate link you created, and then the number would increment by 1 for the next meeting. And the next meeting would be another increment of 1. So you could just look at the link and you could see how they were numbering the meetings. And so you could just type another random number in on the end, and then boom, you're connected to a random meeting. And you just keep trying until you find one that works if you're really bored at home. So people were finding these meetings at random and bombing into them. Well, then it came out that the Zoom video conferences are not encrypted end to end. Now, in English, what that means is the video and the audio that you are sending from your computer to Zoom, which is then forwarded to all the other computers, is not encrypted, which means if there was a man in the middle, and that's what this is called, a man in the middle attack, if there was a bad guy in between you and Zoom, he could intercept the audio and video coming to you and going from you, and then pass them on seamlessly. So you would not actually know there was a man in the middle. But that man in the middle would be basically hearing and listening and like he was in the meeting, even though he never even used the Zoom link. So there was a serious security vulnerability, so bad, for example, that Google said that their employees are no longer allowed to even have Zoom installed on their local computers. Well, that seems a little weird, right? Well, it could be because Google has a competing video product, the G Suite Meet, formerly Hang, but that's probably not it. There were some other concerning things happening. So, for example, Zoom was collecting telemetric data about your computer and other information in your computing environment and apparently giving that to Facebook or selling it or something. Somehow Facebook was getting it. There was some situations where when you install Zoom, in order to make it work, it installed effectively little web servers on your computer to pass the video and the audio. And then when you were done using Zoom and you uninstalled the Zoom program, it wouldn't remove those little web servers. And so they just sit there like a security vulnerability. If you have semantic endpoint, those ports are all closed anyway. But if you have some substandard antivirus, which a lot of people do, then those little ports stay open, and it's a really big problem. So should you use Zoom? It's not going to, your life's not going to end if you use Zoom. However, if you are going to do something that is very, security sensitive in nature, like an annual meeting or financial documents or something, or there were lots of counselors using Zoom for counseling sessions. If you're going to do something like that, you might be better off using Skype or some other program. Skype has come out and said, yeah, we know our service is really hard to use, and we're working on making it easier to use so that by the time the pandemic is over, it'll be easy to use. Thanks. 888-250-2091. All right, we got to take a quick break. Susan, I know you're on the line there. Please stay with me. When we come back from the break, we'll take your call first, and then we're going to tell you all about the ultimate upgrade. What is it? How does it work? How can it save you money by giving you money for your old computer in the basement? And why now is probably the best ultimate upgrade we've ever run at Schrock, and how you can take it advantage, coming up next on Compute This.
Schrock Innovations can't teleport technicians to you, but online help is only a click away with the Schrock Desk. Subscribe today and get unlimited help whenever you need it.
Welcome to Schrock Innovations. How can I help you today?
I'm having a problem with my computer.
You're at the right place. We fix problems with computers.
That's why I'm here.
What seems to be the problem with your computer?
When I press the power button, it doesn't boot up. How fast can you fix it?
We're the fastest computer fixer in Omaha. We'll fix it fast.
How fast?
Real fast. Do you have it plugged in when you turn it on?
Of course it was plugged in. Do people make that mistake a lot?
You'd be surprised. When you press the power button, what happens?
It roars, then stops and sits.
Ooh, like a lion?
Like a what? Well, I suppose.
Sounds like a bad power supply, sir.
Is that bad?
It's not good, but we can fix it fast.
How fast?
How's that for fast?
Does it work?
Yes, sir. More purring, less roaring now.
Wow, that was fast.
Schrock Innovations is the fastest computer repair in Omaha, sir.
That's great, but all this talking is making me hungry. You guys sell sandwiches?
We do fast computer repair. If you want a fast sandwich, you have to go someplace else. Why would we sell sandwiches?
I don't know. All this fast talking is strangely familiar.
Schrock Innovations. If you want a fast sandwich, don't go there. But if you want your computer fixed and back on your desk fast, give them a call or visit their website at SchrockInnovations.com. Compute This pro tip number 187. Recently, you may have received a phone call from someone claiming to be from Microsoft or had a message pop up on your screen telling you that your computer was infected. Do not respond to these calls or messages. They're always a scam. Microsoft will never call you about your computer. Here's how the scam actually shakes out. You get the phone call that your computer's infected. The scammers hit you with some mumbo jumbo about an infected IP address. They'll ask your permission to connect and help you fix it. Once they're in your computer, they do a bunch of fake scans that detect a lot of problems that really aren't there. You see the scan results and figure your computer's in trouble. Next, the scammers will demand up to $400 to clean up the computer and set you up with a lifetime protection. Don't fall for the scam. Keep good security software installed, like Endpoint and Secure Updater, so when things like this do happen, you know you are covered. This pro tip brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
Fox News, I'm Ann Carrick. Like Passover, Easter being celebrated at the Vatican virtually and in isolation, Pope Francis calling for solidarity the world over. President Trump talking to Fox's Justice with Judge Janine, optimistic about the economy.
I think the stimulus coupled with this pent-up demand and everybody wanting to get out and go back to work, I think we're going to have just a tremendous surge.
The president also hoping for another wave of stimulus for small businesses. Some doctors are backing away from ventilator use after high death rates are reported, concerned the machines are hurting coronavirus patients. And British Prime Minister Boris Johnson out of ICU making his first public statement, saying he owes his life to the staff who treated him for COVID-19. America is listening to Fox News.
Now, the News Radio 1110 KFAB Weather Watch.
After early morning strong storms, we are looking at rain to transition to sleet and then finally snow this afternoon. Around an inch or so of accumulation expected in the Omaha metro. Temperatures will continue dropping throughout the day with winds gusting 40 to 50 miles per hour. With Omaha's most accurate forecast, I'm 6 News First Alert meteorologist Mallory Schnell on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
All righty, folks. Welcome back into Compute This. Halftime is over. I hope y'all got your potty breaks in because we got to rock and roll on. All right, so I promised when we went into the break, I made a lot of promises before we went into the break. The first promise, though, that I made was to Susan that we would get to her call first. So we're going to take Susan's call first, and then I'm going to tell you about the ultimate upgrade. So first off, Susan, welcome to the program. How can I help you today on Compute This?
Thank you for taking my call. I just wanted to let you know that I've used Parker in Papillion several times, and he's just wonderful. I told him I would tell you that because I'm so pleased with his service.
Well,
thank you very much for having him.
Oh, no worry. He is one of my best. He's amazing. And you're not the only customer that calls. It's kind of funny. When he first started, thank you for the call, Susan. I really appreciate it. When he first started with us, for some reason, no one would learn his name. His real name is Chris. But he's like, everyone's name is Chris. So his last name is Parker. So we call him Parker. That's his name, right? That's what he wants to go by. So we call him Parker. And people would call in and they ask for Lamar. I mean, just like weird names, like is Jamal there? That was one of them, Jamal. And we're like, Jamal? Like, how did you get Jamal from Parker? I mean, some people call in and ask for Forrest and they mean Thor. And I suppose if I say my name, hi, this is Thor from Schrock. I mean, so if you're reading your voice text, maybe it comes through as Forrest from Rock. I don't know, but they call and ask for Forrest. It's happened enough now, but Jamal, really? So it's kind of funny. Thank you very much for the call, Susan. I appreciate it. And I'll pass that on to Parker as well. All right. 888-250-2091. Of course, I mentioned at the start of the program that the safe upgrade software is still available at SchrockInnovations.com. Highly recommend that you pick up a copy of this for each computer that you want to have safely upgraded to the new Microsoft Windows 10 version 2004. It is literally coming any day. I don't think it's going to come out on Easter Sunday. I think it's pretty safe that it won't. But then it could come out. We're beyond Patch Tuesday, I believe. Let me double check my work here before I tell you we are. No, we're not actually, because the 31st was a Tuesday. So on this Tuesday, I'm gonna tell you with confidence that this new version of Windows 10 is not going to drop today, tomorrow, or Tuesday, because there's a whole nother update that's dropping Tuesday, and they don't want to double update you. But once that Tuesday the 14th update is done, I think we're fair game again for any number of updates to come down the pipe. So it's coming any day now, guys. So make sure you check that out. So the ultimate upgrade sale. We've been doing this sale for a long time, for years and years and years, and it's one of our most popular computer sales, second only to the holiday special. And the reason it's so popular is because it gives you the opportunity to get some kind of value out of your old computer that you didn't, that you had that's just sitting in your basement that's, holding the barn door open, the old rusty piece of junk from the 80s that no one messes with anymore, or it could be a computer that you're using right now that you're just not satisfied with. And there's a lot of that going around right now. So, you're working from home, or maybe your kids are all doing school and you have multiple children sharing multiple device or sharing a single device. And they're trying to all do their schoolwork at one time. And, you're like, wow, if we could just get an inexpensive computer, that would be great. But, the Mart's sold out. Best Buy's sold out. Everyone's closed. It's curbside only. Have you tried to buy anything curbside from Best Buy? It's hilarious. So they had an open box laptop at Best Buy. And we had a situation with a customer who just literally could not afford one of our normal solid state laptops, even with the ultimate upgrade discounts. And we're like literally she just wanted literally a piece of junk for like a 5-year-old to beat on. And we're like, she wanted us to sell her a used computer, and we want to help. We really do. We want to have those out of the box solutions, but used computers, it's like, you don't do that. You don't go there. Just like you don't do business with family. It's one of the hard and fast rules. You just don't go there. So we told her, well, you know what? Let me look around and see what we can find, because we don't have anything that cheap. We found an open box laptop at Best Buy that was like $250. Now, this is an open box computer at Best Buy at the store, right? There's only one available. Okay, so we add it to the cart and we check out, because we figure, you know what, if she doesn't want this one, we'll be able to sell this to somebody else pretty easily. So let's just go ahead. There's only one left. Let's snag it so we have a solution for this customer. So we buy it and we add it to our cart and we check out. And at checkout, it says, now this was like, I don't know, the 2nd or 3rd of April. And it told us, your computer will be ready on the 14th. If you'd like to have it shipped, you can get it by the 15th. What? I thought this was an open box item in stock. So that's the thing. What they're telling you is in store right now is not actually in store, is what I'm saying. They don't have it in the store. They have it at a distribution center, and they're shipping it to the store where you can pick it up. So it's, and I'm giving everybody grace right now. It's like, you know what? There's a pandemic on. I get it. Totally get it. Not going to argue about it, but I just want to make sure you are aware of that, because it changes how you might respond to what we have available, in that we have our normal computers available for the ultimate upgrade. We didn't build a special one. This is the exact same computer that if you walked in our door and purchased, before the ultimate upgrade or after the ultimate upgrade, you're getting the exact same computer. We've never done that before. The reason we're doing it now that way is because we need to make sure that we can get the parts to build the computers. And on top of that, people can't wait 14 business days right now for a computer. If you need a computer, you need a computer right now, because you don't want to lose your job. You don't want to get furloughed. Your kids are trying to do school. There's all kinds of reasons right now. And you can't go anywhere and get one right now except for Schrock. We're in stock. Each of our service centers right now has 2 of every computer. Every computer. In stock, which means you can walk into the store. Well, not on Easter Sunday, but you can walk into the store, or you can purchase from our website at SchrockInnovations.com. And the website only has 2 in stock. The website's like a store, right? So it gets its own allocation. But basically, you can go to SchrockInnovations.com. You can purchase your desktop, your solid state laptop. The prices already reflect the discount for your trade. You don't have to use any coupon codes. There's no weirdness. There's no hard stuff to do. It goes through and asks you to configure the computer. It'll ask you about security software. There's a place where there's notes where you can say, hey, I want you to transfer my endpoint, or, hey, I really need my Corel Draw program. Please make sure I get that, or help me reinstall it. There's all kinds of anything that you'd normally do in the service center, you can do on the website. So it's kind of cool. Of course, on Monday, you can come right into the service center. We're not telling you can't come in. We would love to have you. As long as you stand in your appropriately taped off little, Orwellian box on the floor, you're good to go. I'm so tired of it too, guys. Trust me. But you know how hard it is not to, for 21 years, I shake a customer's hand when they buy a computer from me. And I have people buying computers from me, and you feel like such a weirdo trying to elbow bump people. So you just don't do it. And you just stand there and look at each other awkwardly for a second. And like, I'd shake your hand, but we might have a great day. So anyway, listen to the Aftershock, and I've got some interesting data, stories, and anecdotes and things like that to share with you about the coronavirus situation, things that'll make you think about it a little bit, and things that might make you wonder if we've maybe overreacted a little. I don't know. It's interesting. It's hard to say that when you see the news coming out of New York and they're digging big pits and stuff. It's hard to say we've overreacted. It really is. But if you look at the data, I don't think we overreacted in the beginning, but I think maybe we're going a bit too far now. I don't know. We'll talk about it during the Aftershock. 888-250-2091. If you don't know what the Aftershock is, it's after this program ends on the airwaves, we do a little thing on Facebook. It's a Facebook Live. It won't be as long this week as it was last week, because my kids are literally waiting for me to get home to do their Easter baskets. And I've had promises of tears and gnashing of teeth if I don't keep it short. So I got to keep it brief, but we're still going to do one, and it'll be super interesting because I'm going to compress it all down. But the ultimate upgrade is going on now through the end of the month in the service centers. We have computers in stock on hand. That means you come into the shop and you can take your computer home with you. If you want us to do a contactless drop-off or pickup, for example, if you have a repair, we can pick up. If you buy a computer, now there is a shipping option called contactless drop-off, where we will drive the computer to you within 30 miles of a service center. We will drop it off at your door, and we will sit in the driveway, and we'll call you and basically sit in the driveway and wait for you to bring the computer in. That way we know you got the machine. And if you have a trade that you want us to, you're trading out for the ultimate upgrade, you can just set that on the porch, and then once you're safely back inside your home, we can go up to your porch and pick up the computer and put it in the car and take it with us. So we can do it all without any contact, keeping everybody safe, doing everything right. 888-250-2091. All right, so we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, CH? I was like, CH? Chasafe? No, I was reading. CH has a safe upgrade question, and Don has a question about Firefox. Also, when we come back, has your iPhone or iPad stopped working? Apple may be able to fix it for you free, even if it's not under warranty. We're going to tell you what devices qualify coming up next on Compute This.
If you can dream it, Schrock Interactive's website developers can make it happen. Refresh your website, automate sales and marketing, and grow your business today with Schrock Interactive. External hard drives are handy. You can back up multiple computers to them or even use them to move lots of data from one computer to another. Computer users have been buying the same old external hard drives for years. While our computers have been getting faster, we still do backups that take hours or watch epic progress bars creep by to move files. Schrock wanted more for our customers, so our innovators created the fastest external hard drives on the planet. Schrock modular storage devices are up to 50% faster than Seagate or Western Digital externals and are modular in the truest sense of the word. We can create whatever size and speed of drive you need for all of your needs. And all modular storage devices come with a data restoration guarantee. If you use our drives for backing up and your computer's hard drive fails, we'll restore your backup to your repaired computer for free. Fast, simple, and flexible technology solutions from Schrock Innovations. It's what we do. And now, Compute This Pro tip number 373. Everyone knows we're supposed to back up our computers and then check those backups periodically to make sure they're working. So why don't most people do it? Lots of people have different ideas about what backing up means. Is it copying files to a flash drive? Is it using a fancy backup program? And how do you know it's working anyway? Windows makes backups easy through free software that's already on your computer. Open your control panels and click Update and Security. Select Backup and choose from all of the available options to get a regular, reliable checkup. You'll need something to back up to, like a Schrock modular storage device or some other backup hard drive. Backups usually run once a week, but you can always change the frequency. The best part is that if your backup ever fails, you'll see a notification in the lower right corner by your clock telling you something's up. Backing up your important data has never been easier. So take a moment to back up your computer today. This pro tip brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back into Compute This. My name is Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. 888-250-2091. All right, so let's jump back into those phones. CH, welcome to the program. How can I help you on Compute This today?
Well, good morning, and you have a blessed Easter day and a great, wonderful future.
Thank you.
I just bought one of the safe upgrades and trying to listen to you on the radio and get the information from there. It's just sitting someplace. When do I download it? Do I download it now? What are those instructions? Simplify it for an old man, would you?
Absolutely, yeah. So basically, the Safe Upgrade program, when you purchase it, you receive an email confirming your purchase. Of course, when you bought it on the Schrock website, you used a username and a password that you have for the website. When it is time to go, we will contact you through every conceivable method of contact. We send robocalls. We send text messages in some cases. We send email, of course. We will do a Facebook Live. So if you click follow, not just like, but if you click follow on our Facebook page, if you're watching right now at facebook.com/Schrock Innovations, you can click that. and then you'll get alerted when we go live. Also, we're going to, of course, mention it on the radio show. There may be smoke signals involved, but we let you know that it's time to go. And then when it is time to go, you can download the program from your Schrock account anytime you want. But if you try to run it right now, it's going to say, it's not time yet. So what I would encourage anyone who has Safe Upgrade to do to make the process as smooth as possible, go ahead and download that program now and just save it on your desktop. You don't have to try to run it right now, but when we say go and everybody goes, about 3/4 of the support calls that we get are people who have forgotten their password and don't know how to use a password reset. And it's funny just to watch the avalanche of password resets that come through when we say go. So, go through all that now. Figure out your password, get it downloaded, find it in your Schrock account. And don't freak out when you go into your Schrock account. If you have an endpoint or a secure updater subscription, that information does not show up in your Schrock account currently. They're managed by separate subscription systems. We are going to be updating our workflow management system that will bring all of this together into one system soon. And you'll see all those subscriptions together. So don't freak out if you don't see your endpoint in there under your subscriptions. It's in there. It's just not showing up. Anyway, you just download the program, and when we say go, you run it. And if you think, did I miss it when Thor said go? You can go ahead and try to run the program. It just won't work. It'll pop up and tell you it's not time yet.
So what's the difference between this and the ultimate upgrade?
Sure. The ultimate upgrade is a whole new computer. So if you decided that you wanted to get a new computer rather than dealing with the old computer you have, you would come into the service center on Monday and you would trade in some old computer, any old computer. We don't care if it works. We don't care how old it is. We don't use any parts from it in the new computer. We literally just give you a brand new computer. It's like we're giving you up to $100 discount off of that new computer for your trade-in. The amount of the discount depends on the level of computer you're buying. The cheaper computers have a smaller discount. The more expensive computers have a more higher discount. And so basically you trade in that old computer. If we're doing a data transfer, we get all that done for you. And then you take the new computer home with you. And then, of course, because the update is not released yet, you would still need to do a safe upgrade because your new computer does not have, it's going to have the current version of Windows 10 when it goes out the door, which right now is 1909. And of course, will change within 2 weeks to version 2004.
Okay, thank you very much. You have a blessed Easter day and a wonderful future. Thanks, Thor.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for the call. 888-250-2091. Don, welcome to the program. How can I help you and Compute This today?
Yes, good morning, Thor. Happy Easter to you and your family.
Thank you.
I have a question. I think I've installed, I've tried to install Firefox as my browser on my computer, my desktop. But when I go to log into that, it seems to default whenever I do an inquiry to Google.
Okay.
And I don't know why it is doing that. I've tried to reinstall Firefox a number of times, but every time I do something, it seems to go to Google.
Okay. So there's a couple possibilities here. When I hear from somebody who says, when I'm opening my web browser, I end up on Google, there's two possibilities. The first one is if you have Google Chrome installed on your computer and you're using Google Chrome alongside Firefox, they will get into a fight where they both say, I want to be the default browser. Click here to make me the default browser, and it'll go back and forth. But you would know if that was happening because you would be the one clicking the buttons. If it seems to automatically be happening, it could actually be that you're opening Firefox, but that Google is the home page inside Firefox. So Google has several products. They have Google Chrome, their web browser, and then they have Google Search, the search engine. So if you open up Firefox and you go to google.com, you effectively are on Google's website using their search product using Firefox. If, on the other hand, you click on a link in an email and the first web browser that pops open is Google Chrome, not the Google search site, but Google Chrome, the browser, if that's the first thing that pops open, then your default browser is not set as Firefox. You can change that pretty easily by going into the settings under applications. You can click on default applications and then change that. It's something also we can change over the Schrock desk for you really, really easily. Just give us a call in the service center. We can walk you through it in about 2 minutes or less. Literally, you left click on start, you left click on the settings gear. Of course, I'm not in the right control panel because I'm in my audio control panel. But if you're in the right control panel, then you get the apps control panel, and then on the left side, you left click on default apps. Once you're in here, you scroll down to web browser, and I can see that my web browser is set to default to Firefox. So that's how you would check the default browser to see what it is. If it says anything but Firefox, if it says Chrome or Edge or something like that, then you just click on it to change it, and then it'll be changed forever. So that's part of the thing with Windows 10 is the security on default apps is a little bit higher than it used to be. And the reason they've done that is to prevent nasty little malware programs from changing your default browser. 888-250-2091. John, you're next up on the show. How can I help you and Compute This?
Yes, I'm trying to reach Zoom. Our congregation uses Zoom on mornings like this when they can't go anywhere. And I do get it. I had laptop problems, so you repaired that yesterday. But when I go to my tablet and pull up Zoom, it comes in beautifully, and we have a beautiful time with it for the first half hour. And then all of a sudden it starts to lose it, and it gets static, and pretty soon it's unintelligible.
Oh, boy.
I don't know why it does that.
Gotcha. Well, is it happening for other people in the congregation or just you?
I'm not sure all, but some of them do get static. Yeah,
okay.
But I'm not sure why.
Well, part of this, and this is part of the Zoom software right now, they've stopped developing new features and to focus exclusively on security now because they're getting sued. So what I would suggest, when you have a static situation like that, you can close the Zoom session and then reopen it and see if that will help you. Will get rid of the static. If you're able to close it and then reconnect to it again and it looks great, there's something going on with the Zoom app on your local device. And this is the thing. I mean, the only people who really used Zoom before this were higher end business people that were doing meetings in Zurich. I mean, it wasn't like people didn't use this in their daily lives. So now it's being used in applications all over that are completely different. The other thing is, Facebook Live is a good option for if the congregation is having a problem. Facebook Live would be another option that you could use to get out to the congregation. Of course, some people think it requires you to have a Facebook account. You are not required to have a Facebook account to watch a Facebook Live like the one I'm doing right now at Schrock Innovations, facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. But if you don't have an account, it will pop up in your face every 2 minutes and ask you to create one, which is really annoying. And most people eventually crack under that Chinese water torture pressure of pop up, pop up, pop up, pop up, and eventually you're like, okay, fine, just go away, stop it. But yeah, so the first thing is it's either your tablet locally or it is their transmission source. Either one of them could be, churches weren't really outfitted for this before. I mean, my mother told me that Luther Memorial is doing their services online now. And I thought that is just amazing because all the stories I've seen is a lot of the smaller churches or the younger churches, if you will, have moved over to the web stuff rather easily, whereas some of the more older established churches have had a difficult time because of the technology that was required or the infrastructure in the church, trying to get an internet signal to the pulpit, basically. For the first time ever now, your pastor's telling you it's okay to be on Facebook while you're at church. I mean, that's pretty impressive, right?
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so the first thing I would try, John, is to end the Zoom session and then resume, click on the link again to go back into it, see if that clears up. If it does, that's a local issue with the tablet for whatever reason. If it doesn't clear up, it's a transmission issue on the main, on their end. And we need to look at maybe getting a better computer or something with some more capabilities to make sure that session continues on uninterrupted.
Well, thank you very much.
No problem, John. Thank you for the call. I appreciate you taking the time to join us on the program today. 888-250-2091. We got to take our final break. We don't have any more breaks? We're out of breaks? But I'm calling my union rep. She's like, you do you. That's what happens around here, guys. I thought I had another break, but I don't. So that's actually good. I've only got one other thing I want to cover with you. You might remember last week, we talked about webcams, and we just had the call from John from Zoom, and it reminded me to talk about the webcams, actually. You can't get a webcam right now. So when I said that most of the problems that churches can't get their services online, it's either an infrastructure problem, they can't get a good internet signal to the pulpit, or more seriously, they can't get a camera. And if you're doing something like a Facebook Live, like what I'm doing right now, you want to have a full HD camera. If you're in a business meeting on Zoom and you're using the camera in the lid of the laptop, you are getting a video resolution that's a quarter of what someone with an external cam is getting. And unfortunately, like I mentioned last week, I talked to my staff about how you handle yourself in a web conference, how you look at the camera when other people are talking, you don't look at the screen, how you, it's the equivalent of looking a person in the eye, how you don't do extraneous things while you're on camera. So for example, if while John is talking, I'm typing down here, typing away, clicking over here, doing this. If you're watching my camera feed right now, you can see that I'm looking at everything, except it doesn't seem that I'm really paying much attention to John. Now, I could be paying complete attention to John, but if I'm going like this and I'm listening to John talk, you can see that I'm paying really close attention to John. Now, when you're meeting with coworkers, not as big of a deal, but when you're meeting with the boss, for example, paying attention is usually a good thing to do in this environment. And even if you're paying attention while multitasking, if I have to look something up, like, do you have the latest quarterly sales reports? I sure do. Hold on one moment. Let me grab those for you. Yeah. So the quarterly sales reports today are doing very well, actually, because, we have a drive-through and other guys don't. And, so no meeting ever is going that way right now. But anyway, you get my drift. The way you handle yourself on camera is important, and the quality of the camera that you have is important. But right now, you're getting what you can get because there are no cameras. So what we did is we heard that a company named Wyze, W-Y-Z-E, they make security camera products. We use them in the service centers. They put out a custom firmware program for one of their cameras that will effectively turn it into a webcam. And so we thought, well, let's order one and test it, because I was worried about the microphone, because the microphone is not intended to be like a web conference microphone. So a camera is a camera, but a microphone is important. The quality of the mic is really important. So we did a Facebook Live with one of these Wyze cams, and it actually looked and sounded really good. Facebook did me a solid and compressed the video, which I didn't appreciate. So the video looked a tick lower than you would normally like, but it won't look that way on a Zoom or a Skype conference. We have a few of these in the service center. They're on our website as well at schrockinnovations.com, and we are not gouging on these guys. They're $80 a camera, which is what you would normally pay for a full HD webcam. Need to draw a winner of the $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate for all the people who called the program today. Today's winner is Susan. Congratulations. Very first caller of the show gets the certificate. All righty, folks. Thank you for joining me on the program today. Happy Easter to everybody. If you're hearing the show after Easter, I hope you had a great Easter. Also, stay tuned for the Aftershock at facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. That airs every morning at about 8:05 on Sunday. And we'll be here again next weekend for another live edition of Compute This.
Fueled by Hy-Vee, home of hot deals and hundreds of price declines. This is News Radio 11.